We're going to kick off today's event by hearing from a student who will remind us why we need to get this work right for all kids. This young woman is Margaret Malika Weaver. She recently graduated high school and at age 16 found out she was dyslexic. She's now off starting college, so we recorded her welcoming remarks for today. So let's take a listen and let's hear from Margo Weaver, and if you could please play the video.
Hello, everybody from the California Reading Summit. My name is Margo Malika Weaver. You can just call me Margo. And I'm a freshman at Bowie State University. My journey with dyslexia has definitely, I want to say, influenced how I am right now with my college experience. I take my academics very seriously, even though I have a lot of roadblocks in my way from my diagnosis. Starting off when I was younger, I loved reading. I loved writing. That was my jam. My dad taught me how to read at first, so everything was well for me. And going into kindergarten, I knew how to do everything. In fact, I think I was ahead of some of the kids in my class. But the way they taught me how to read, I don't remember exactly, but I know it had to do with memorization, and it wasn't really sounding out and understanding what I was learning or what I was reading about. It was all memorization, and I always thought myself as kind of a slower person in the class. I began to lose my confidence in the classroom because the way I was retaining information wasn't like everybody else. When we had to read in front of the class, I would stutter. I would see the words move on the page, and I felt stupid. I really just felt stupid. And seeing all the other kids sound things out perfectly, they're reading with confidence, and here I was, I didn't like it at all. And so I started to deflate. And by the time I hit middle school was when I isolated myself from people. Clearly, there's something wrong with me. Why aren't I doing well? And so I was too scared to ask for help. I thought of myself in a negative light. So I just slowly began to deflate. And at this point, I want to say by 8th grade, I started eating by myself in the bathroom. I would barely do my work unless my mom was on me. I saw no point in school. I hated it. And so I completely distanced myself by the time I hit 8th grade. High school, I crumbled. I completely crumbled. I genuinely thought I was dumb. And I thought that there was no hope for me. I don't want to say that to like sound dramatic, but that's how I was thinking. And then he's like, you know what? Maybe you have a learning difference going on and we don't know about it. So then that's when the summer into my junior year, I got tested for dyslexia. And turns out I had dyslexia and I have ADHD. It pointed out a lot of things. They're like, so Margaret's going to struggle with this, and that. And that's not because she can't do it. It's just because it'll take her a little bit longer to do it. And that I was like, oh, so I'm not stupid. Like I can actually do these things. It's just going to take longer. They said I have stealth dyslexia because I was able to kind of cope with it for literally my whole life, that nobody knew that it was a real issue. So you would look at me and you say like, yeah, she's not one of our star students, but she's not failing, so there's not really a problem with her. So I was kind of stealthy. I was flying under the radar, but I was struggling. I was struggling so hard just to stay where I was at, and where I was at was still below average. For kids in my position who either are going through it or have overcome it, it's okay, not even to like humble yourself, but to step out of your comfort zone and ask for help. If you don't ask for help, closed mouth doesn't get fed. As much as I wish more people paid attention to me, people weren't. And still, especially being in college now, people aren't. Like, you have to advocate for yourself. And if you're expressing that I have a problem, I need help, what you're teaching me right now isn't helpful for me, and I don't know what to do. And it's fine not to know what to do. But if you don't say it and if you don't express it, nobody's going to figure it out for you, and it's only going to get worse. So it's always nice to know that you have somebody in your corner. And that's something I wish I had when I was younger, whether that's a parent, friend, or a teacher. If you're willing just to sit down and figure out what the issue is with the kid, whether it takes a year or a week, it makes that person feel like I'm relevant, I'm important, and somebody actually cares about me. And it's just nice. So that's something about me and my journey so far. And there are a lot of kids out there like me. Of course, everybody's different, but mostly just trying to succeed and do well in school. So please, as you go through today's event, keep in mind the kids who are like me and who are struggling and who are looking to adults like you for help becoming good readers, and just help being heard.
Well, thank you to Margo for that very powerful story and sharing her journey, and for reminding all of us that this is why we're here. We want kids to advocate for themselves, but we as adults and people in education are also leaders in advocating for what our kids need. And this is what today is all about, is what work do we need to do in California to make sure we're addressing all of the reasons that our kids can't read: dyslexia, ineffective reading instruction. We've got to get this right for all kids. And that's Margo's very powerful message. As you might have guessed, Margo is the daughter of literacy advocate Kareem Weaver, who we'll get to hear from a little bit later.